People, welcome. Checking in. Bless up to everybody in the morning. Bless up on yourself the morning inside as here. Good day to everybody. You understand? The newcomers and welcome on board. You understand? The morning inside as here. You don't know, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. Yeah, thumbs up if you do so already. But look, JPL in 5, and also a reggaeboyz player is back. Yeah, after a month and just a few weeks on the sideline nursing his meniscus, RENALDO is back on the grass again. Yeah, played a little bit over 20 minutes in our game yesterday. Played against Daniel Johnson team. Going to talk about that as well. But we're going to jump into a little short clip and then we come right back into the video.
In Jamaica, we know the Mexican League, we know the League in Costa Rica, we know also the MLS, so we always watch the CONCACAF League, and also when Jamaica team playing against Mexican team in the CONCACAF, so we know a little bit about the league. Yeah. Well, I'm a striker, physical player, and the main important thing is to every team win. I know my job is to score goals, but the most important thing is to win. So in any means or ways to let the team win, even if to make a trap back and make a tackle.
Let's go into it. JPL in 5. Dress up on yourself. Look, 4 games, 4 very, very, very good games. Arborview versus Vier. Cavalier versus Montego Bay. So much game, man. 4 games, but we're going to get into it. But let's start off. The game with 8 goals in it. Yeah, man, the games with 8 goals in it. Mount Pleasant, after found themselves down 1-0, from a Peter McGregor, penalty kick, that game played at Joesland. I can sense and I can imagine when Mount Pleasant went down 1-0 in that game. Yeah, they were looking at back 2023 when Moulins beat them 2-1 at Jacksar in that game. Not many people did expect that result, but I mean, look, 5 goals I think scored. 5 goals scored in the first half. Mount Pleasant scored 3. Moulins scored the 2 goals, and you could imagine they're right in the game at one point. Even in the first half, when you look at the stat sheet, Mount Pleasant have 10 attempts to goal. Meanwhile, Moulins have 4 attempts to goal. But it was a one-sided game where Mount Pleasant controlled over 60% of the football in the first half, and it just a few percentage for Moulins. It was 30 something, but look, Moulins, they have conceded the second most goals in the Jamaican Premier League alongside Vier, who conceded 43. Moulins conceded 43 goals. Vier conceded 47. So, but look, Mount Pleasant 17 win of the season. It's a bounce back of what happened at the compound. just before that little mini break with for the 2-1 officials game against Arborview, 2-1 defeat. That was they ended their 12-game streak. But look, Mount Pleasant 61 goals scored. You understand? They averaged 2.6 goals in the 23 games that they have played so far. They on course for 100 goals this season, and if you look at it, 13 games left and they are averaging just, you could run it off to almost 3 goals a game when you do the maths. With the 13 games left, that's over 60 goals right there. You understand? But I mean, look, they're gonna be right up there. But look, it's something that I haven't seen done in local football, where they are 60 points. You understand? 60 goal, not 60 points, but they're close to the 60 mark, and over 60 goal and all of that. But it's not, I think Portmore was the last team I've seen get 60 points, 60 goals or 70 goals in a regular campaign, and during that time it was less game. But moving on, Mount Pleasant will play Umberlion next, and also Moulins will play Cavalier next. But Vier United play the Stars of the East in Clarendon. That game, Kevin Wild Shark Atkinson at it again, back-to-back game for Wild Shark. You understand? Thumbs up to my farmer, classmate, my farmer, teammate on the pitch. Big up to Wild Shark, but look, Vieira will be disappointed to let back, Arborview in the game. He'd have to score just, at the end of the first half and conceded just, 15 minutes into the second half. And, Vieira is down there in the relegation. If they win this game, they would have jumped over Arborview. So this game was very, very crucial. You understand? But, I mean, Vieira, you could see that they're going to full strength. If you look at the team, Michael Forbes and starting lineup, Kyle Butler, Atkinson, Tariq McGee, so many players, so many strength, very good quality, JPL standard is on the pitch for Vieira, but couldn't manage to get over the line and get this full 3 points. But I think, Butler will be a little bit, sad. You talk about the breeze and all of that, but I mean, look, Chapelton Maroons next for Vieira, they would looking for getting something from that game as well. But Cavalier versus Montego Bay, very good game of football, especially the first half. You could say the first half is for Cavalier, the first half is for Mobi, the second half for Cavalier. But look, I have to give Rodal Zapata, the coach, Montego Bay coach, a lot of credit. Everyone in the Caribbean know that Cavalier is a heavy metal team in the transition, and what he did, he clogged the midfield area. He played the football in the midfield area. His team possessed the football really good. At some point they playing the samba style, they freestyling, they having fun. Demara Phillips was bossing that midfield. Lucas was bossing the midfield. Owain Garden, not so much you would like him to be in the game, but he was in and out of the game. Jean-Claude Ferreira was the same, but they control the game. Cavalier couldn't get their game plan going. They hide the football from Cavalier. They couldn't get the transition game in, and you have to give them credit. But what happened next? There's a little switch that Rudolph Speed flick in the second half. Atkinson and also the farmer Tivoli man, Justin Dunn came on in this right at the start of the second half, and from there, Busy Campbell was going at it. He pushed back Mobi team. His quality on the ball is so good. His skill is so good. 1v1, he's so good with the ball at his feet, and you could sense that the goal was coming. But I think Mobi kind of backed off a little bit. The midfield stopped play football. Demara Phillips stopped getting on the football. But kudos to to Rudolph Speed to change the game. But Cavalier this season is so poor against the big six teams. And listen to this, Cavalier in the last 2 games versus Mount Pleasant this season, 1-1 draw in the 2 games. Portmore, they draw 1-1 versus Portmore. They beat Portmore 2-1 against Arnett Garden 2 games. They beat Arnett Garden 2-1 and also drew 2-2, a game that they were leading 2-0 and actually let back on it in that game. Look, Mount Pleasant, they lost against Mount Pleasant. They drew 2-2 with Mount Pleasant. Waterhouse, they drew 2-2. They beat them 2-0. So if you look at it, they want to beat teams like Waterhouse, Arnett Garden and Portmore this season, and it's just Mobi and Portmore is the only team this season that haven't scored twice on them. Everyone else have scored at least 2 goals on Cavalier. You could say that, but if you look at it, what Mount Pleasant is doing now, that's exact same thing that Cavalier was doing last season. But Cavalier farm against the top 6, it is very sting, but look, Cavalier 11 draw games, 11 draw games this season. 6 games they drew last season. Now you could see the big difference. It's almost double the games that they had drawn this season and last season, and 9 win of the season so far. They won 16 games in the regular season, but look, since the new year started, just 2 wins for Rudolph Speed men. In 7 games, they're struggling to get the W's on the board. But what he have said, he's looking forward to the playoff, and that's what matters most for Cavalier Football Club. But moving on to the El Clasico game, Arnett Garden versus Waterhouse. Arnett Garden, man, look, let me say this, kudos to Marcel Fozigel in the first 20-30 minutes in the game. Waterhouse was at it. Waterhouse was on the front. Waterhouse coming with a game plan. Waterhouse being a little bit more aggressive on the football, making things click in the final third. Meanwhile, Arnett Garden was struggling on the football, struggling, with the build up. The passes were poor. The running in the midfield were poor. The wingers, a little bit poor. Couldn't really beat their men down the wing. The wing backs for Waterhouse, I think it was Blair and I don't remember Navarro Blair and somebody else, I forgot his name, but they just couldn't beat those players. And if you look at it, Waterhouse probably with the better team, but the second half, Arnett Garden made a couple substitutions. He took the captain out from the central midfield, put him at right back, bring on Fabian Reid, and brought on somebody, I don't remember who else he brought on, I think Marlon Martin, but if you look at the depth of Arnett Garden bench, it is so huge. I'm going to get into that, but a little bit of mix selection for Xavier Gilbert, but I just think that look, something is just missing from this Arnett Garden. I don't know if it's the team is not gel together, but the rhythm of the team, it's not clicking like how it was clicking last season. But let's see what's going to happen in the playoff. But look, the depth of Arnett Garden, you have Shamar Dyer, you have Eric, I think you have Eric Edwards, you have Marlon Martin, you have Jeremy Nelson, you have Fabian Reid, you have Chantamai Taylor, someone who came on and scored the winner. You have Rasheed Thomas. You have Thompson. So many players on the bench that can start in any different teams. You understand? But I mean, good game. Good game. But when you look at it, man, Arnett, Waterhouse have to came back twice to go level with Arnett Garden. But when I was watching the game on the last 10 minutes, I said Arnett Garden will find the winner in this game. But good game of football. Arnett Garden is up in second. Arnett Garden. Next game I think they will play Arborview. Waterhouse next game will play against Dumble Olin. But let's move on. RENALDOcephas is back. His team squared off against Daniel Johnson team yesterday, and RENALDOcephas came off the bench after he got injured. January the 7th. He got injured in our game. But when you look at it, man, he missing so many games since the start of the year. He missing around 6 games. His team only won 1. Now his team were right up there in the playoff. Now they're in 13th position, just 1 point above the relegation. And look, Cephas' future is up in the air because the Ankara Gucci fans, they talking about, listen, they're talking about, if this club cannot get out of the second tier in Turkish football, they would lose a lot of their players. And guess what? They will have to sell for financial reasons. And Cephas' transfer network, is probably close to the 2 million mark. And, look, what happened last summer? The president said he's not going to sell RENALDOcephas. It doesn't matter what Hafa come in for him, but fans are talking right now that look, they could lose a couple key pieces if they don't make it into the Turkish Super League. But the last and the worst thing probably could happen to this team is to get relegated to the third tier of Turkish football. And I know for sure RENALDOcephas will not be at that club. They would have to sell him for financial reasons. But the club is having issues with the fans. The club is having issues internally, and the fans start to turn on the administration staff. Every game, every home game for Ankara Gucci, every away game for this team, it's always a protest in the stand for them. But I mean, look, I have said this multiple times. The team that RENALDOcephas is in at the moment, it's not really healthy to striving. So what he's doing, top goal scorer for this team, he's doing it, in some circumstance where it's some unpleasant circumstance where you don't really want to be in when so many issues is surrounding this football club. Remember, this president, Tompa referees, so many different things around this football club. So, from now until the end, they have 13 games. Let's see if RENALDOcephas, can save this football club from not getting relegated and go up back into the playoffs. So they are much closer to the relegation, which is 1 point above the drop in 13, which is a league that have 20 teams, and they're 7 points away from the 6th place team that you're the last position for the playoffs. So it's going to be crucial. Meanwhile, Daniel Johnson team is getting in back into they're in a automatical qualifying spot to go into the Super League. So I mean, Daniel Johnson is playing some excellent football. You understand? Don't be surprised. Those performance have dropped over the last month or so. His team performance have dropped over the last couple of months. So I mean, Daniel Johnson is playing really well. Don't be surprised. McLaren is looking at Daniel Johnson in the second tier of Turkish football. You understand? But I would love to hear your thoughts. If Daniel Johnson get that recall, will you be happy? about Daniel Johnson recall if he get back in the squad? How would you feel about a Daniel Johnson in the team if he get that recall back? I don't know. This is Nicardo Media House. I'm out. Yeah, hope to see you guys maybe on Saturday. Maybe, I don't know, but the reggaeboyz under 17, 1 game, 1 point away. Let's do it. Come on, one Jamaica, make it big. I'm out.